Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.
Alice Merton es una de las artistas en ascenso dentro del indie dance, del indie pop a nivel internacional. Presenta un nuevo sencillo titulado Hero y conectamos con ella en esta videollamada para que nos platique de sus temas más recientes. Hola, Alice.
Hola.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Alice, where are you right now?
I'm in London.
I asked you because I read that since you were born, you have lived in so many places, in so many countries, and I think that's amazing.
Thank you. I mean, it wasn't always my decision in the beginning, but I've learned to love experiencing different cultures, and I love visiting different places. So I think my life goal is to just live in different places and continue that journey.
Absolutely, because there are only two ways to experience and have a better knowledge about the world. It's to read or to travel, right?
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And yeah.
But you are from Germany, right?
Well, it's difficult to say because I spent 5 years in Germany, but I grew up in Canada.
Okay.
So I grew up in Canada, moved to Germany, but then moved to the UK and then moved back to Germany. So it's difficult. I kind of just answer to people and say I have no roots. Like I've been in different places. I'm an English citizen, so I have an English passport, but I also have a German citizenship. So yeah.
Because you have a single called No Roots, but I think the opposite, that you have so many roots that are part of you.
I think through traveling and through experiencing things, I've definitely planted roots in different places. So I think what I've realized though is that it's never been always in a place, but like with the people there, like it's with the people who I've met in Canada or in England or in Germany or in the US. And that's what makes it so fun.
And it's great because you don't have to pay for an hotel or Airbnb when you travel, right?
Sorry, I was about to sneeze. I have to sneeze and it's not coming. Wait, it's not coming.
No problem, Alice. So you're presenting a new single called Hero. It's your latest song. What can you tell us about the process of making Hero?
Hero was a really easy song to write because I feel like it was everything I wanted to say for over a year summed up in a few sentences. It's not a long song, but it has a song that really speaks to me because sometimes you want to be a hero in someone's story. Like sometimes you want to be that, but you notice that it's sometimes just very difficult to try and achieve that. And sometimes the person just doesn't want your help, or the person doesn't think they need help. And it can become quite tiring. And that's basically what Hero is about.
How important is for you to write a song with your life experience? Because some writers are better to show the stories of other people, and other are more autobiography, right? What do you choose? You prefer to talk about you or to talk about what you see in other people?
Both. I like to talk what I see in other people. I like to talk, though, about things that I've witnessed in my own life. I think depending on how they influence me as a person, I think sometimes I get very influenced by what people tell me, by the stories, but often when it's a therapeutic kind of thing, it's often about what happened in my life and how I can kind of process it and digest it and realize how I feel about it,
And where did you write Hero? In the UK or in other city, in other country?
I wrote Hero in London.
It's important, your environment. I mean, you have traveled a lot and live in so many places, but how important is your environment to put it in your music? Your community, your friends?
I would say very important. I would say they influence the writing. They influence how I see things. I talk to them about things. So I do like to be in an environment where I feel like I can be open and creative. And I don't like to surround myself with people who are, I don't know, who would make the process of writing negative, or who would look down on it or say, or belittle it. There are some people out there who kind of sometimes belittle you if you're a musician, or say like, oh, you know, you're just a musician, or like they don't really understand that there's a lot of emotion and emotional stress that also goes into it. I mean, it's not a 9-to-5 job. Obviously, it's not a
Yes.
9-to-5 job, but it's a job, and it's a fun one. But it also has its downsides sometimes.
Absolutely. And most, when you are an independent artist, you have to deal with so many things that are not writing, not making music, but it's part of the music business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's, I mean, the amount of discussions I've had, the amount of times I have to defend my opinion, the amount of times I have to like try and win people over and convince them of my ideas, or the risk you take as an independent artist. Like there's all these factors where, yeah, you don't have the security you would with it, maybe a normal job, which is sometimes can be fun, but also can be scary. And these are all things that that some people don't always understand. I was in a relationship for a while where my boyfriend was in a 9-to-5 job, and very focused on that. And every time I would talk about my music, I felt like I wasn't being taken seriously, and that the risk wasn't really the risk that I was taking, like putting all my money into the release, wasn't really being appreciated or just seen as something special. And it's hard to then talk to people about that when for them it's just kind of not understandable.
And it happens, yes, I know it happens a lot, and in the creative industries, more in music, maybe the people don't, as you said, take you serious, but you are that serious that you have 650 million streams on digital platforms. How cool is that?
I mean, that's crazy. That's I didn't even know that. But yeah, it is crazy, and I'm just hoping that I can do this as long as people want to listen to me and to my music. And we'll see where the journey takes you. You know, you can't influence it. You can just influence the amount of work you put in, and the time, and the emotions you put in, but everything else kind of gets decided for you.
Yes, but the most important thing is to enjoy the ride, because you have your goals, you make a song, you release an album, but the journey is important.
Absolutely. And I think it's really important to remind yourself of that as often as you can.
Alice, you work for the song with Johnny Cofer. How was working with him?
It was lovely, actually. Johnny is an amazing producer. He's so talented, and honestly, I don't know what he's doing half the time, because he's just in front of his production table doing interesting ideas and ideas that are not common often. I feel like they're different. So I really enjoyed that process, and I met him a few years ago, and we started working together, and it was just so much fun. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
You have released the single Hero. Are you planning to release more singles during this year? Are you planning to make a full leg? What will you do, musically speaking?
There is a full-length album coming out, but I will be releasing a few more singles, but announcing when the album will be coming out very soon.
But it will come out in 2022, right?
The album will come out in 2022, yes.
Is it still important, at least for an artist, for a songwriter, for a musician, to make a full album, because you have a narrative and a concept when you do this collection of songs, right? When you listen to the whole album, more when you listen in physical formats, in CD or a vinyl, you can understand fully what an artist, a songwriter is telling you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's nice to listen to a full-length album, because every artist has their own story and is kind of sharing that with you. But nowadays it's becoming less and less important to some people, because people are used to playlists and streaming and listening to just one song from an artist, and people don't remember names, or they don't really often care about the full story. So that's why whenever I gain a fan that is interested in like not just one song, but then wants to look at the whole story, it makes me very happy. And I feel very thankful that someone is kind of reading the whole book and not just one chapter.
It's exactly, because there are a lot of music nerds like me that still appreciate that you make a full length album.
Thank you. That means so much to me, because there's not that many people out there anymore that kind of really love that.
Looking forward to listen your full length album next year. In the meantime, we will listen Hero. It's in digital platforms. You have the video on YouTube. It's amazing, right?
Thank you so much.
So
thank
cool.
you. I did it with a friend, Anouk, and she's incredible. So thank you so much.
And when will you come to Mexico, Alice?
That is a good question. I'm hoping next year we can come to Mexico for at least one show and perform. So that would be amazing. And everyone in Mexico will know as soon as we post tour dates. But I'm hoping that Mexico will be on the list.
I hope you can make it soon. In the meantime, we listen your latest single, Hero, and the singles to come this and next year. Alice Merton, thank you so much for this chat with Rutas Alternas.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.